everyone, it's Julia. Today I have for you another free motion project. I am making these little owl embellishments. Aren't they just cute? They're whimsical, they're colorful, and I do add the color with my Inktense, and I'm going to be using the pencils this time. These are by Derwent, so I'm going to show you that also at the end of this. But I'm having so much fun with these. I start with a piece of plain muslin, and I have two layers here with a layer of cotton batting in between. I am just using a mechanical pencil and drawing on my little owl images, just a guideline. So when I go to the sewing machine, I know I have some lines to follow, and I'm not going to get exact. It doesn't matter. This is fun. It's whimsical. It's not exact. To get my little images, I find my inspiration in a couple different places. I happen to have a coloring book with some owls in it that I am getting inspired by, just as a reference. But I also go to just Google Images and I punch in owls line drawing, and a bunch of images will come up, and you'll be able to pull things from one and add to another. I have one more to draw. I have 8 on my little piece here. I have one more to draw, and then we're going to be going over to the sewing machine, and I will put my camera at the sewing machine so you can see me doing my free motion. I'm going to put sleepy eyes on this one, just an easy way to do the eye. And there we go. I will be able to add more stitching and more doodle lines at the sewing machine, but I'm going to get set up at the sewing machine and show you the next step. A little bit about my sewing machine setting. I do have my free motion foot on. Mine has a spring on the back, and you can, once the foot is lowered, you can still move your fabric any direction. I do have my feed dogs dropped, and that's the only other setting that I have on my sewing machine. On mine, as soon as I drop the foot, my stitch length goes to 0. So your stitch length will be 0. I do have black thread on my top, and I have a bobbin thread or a lighter weight thread for my bobbin. Now I'm going to be just doing the moving, and I can see my pencil marks on this, and I don't know if you can see them very well or not, but I can see them pretty well. So I have a guideline, and like I said, I'm going to go off because this is not an exact science. This is just free motion and free play, and I'm just going to have fun with it. I'm adding color to my little owl creations here. Aren't they just the sweetest? This is just so fun, and it takes me back to first grade where I can color. Some of the products that I'm using, and I will be linking them down below. I'm using my Derwent pencils. Let's see if I can find the color here. I do have the 72 pack of the Derwent Inktense pencils. I have water off camera here, and I'm using just a towel, a cotton t-shirt for a rag to clean my brush. The brush I'm using is a scrubber brush. It's very short bristles and very stiff, and it helps work the paint into the fabric. I'm using the Golden GAC 900 fabric medium. I recently did a video on this, and I'll link that. This is what I'm going to be activating my paints with, or my ink with, and it also makes it so it's permanent, more permanent. Inktense is somewhat permanent anyway, even on fabric, but this is going to ensure that. And this will be needs to be heat set, so I will be heat setting my owls after I'm done painting. So let's get started. I've been experimenting on what works best. I find I have a little bit of the fabric medium just in a lid here, and I find by taking a little bit of the medium with a clean brush and putting it into the places that I want to color helps. The only thing I will say is that you might get some bleeding out into the fabric, so be mindful of that, not to oversaturate the area, and maybe stay within the line a little bit more, not right up against the line. Honestly, for what I'm doing, it's not going to bother me if it seeps out a little bit, but just to let you know that might be something that it's going to happen. Now, I'm not doing a lot of shading or blending with these on fabric. It's just a different medium than putting this on like a paper. So you have to work with it and experiment with it. Now I'm taking my pencil, I'm just going right in with the ink. This is just a neutral gray color, and I'm just going to be lightly just kind of putting this. These are very intense, so it doesn't take much to really get the color going on these. And then again, taking my brush, putting in a little bit of the fabric medium, and just activating that some more. If you want more color at this point, you can go back in with your pencil again and add more of the fabric or more of the ink. Let's add some pink to this heart. This is the color Crimson. Again, I'm cleaning my brush off with water, dabbing it on my little rag here, and then going in with some of the fabric medium. I'm going to darken that up a little bit, zoom you here a little too maybe, just by going in again with a little bit more of the ink. Deciding to do a golden yellow for the beak, and also these little, what are these, tufts or whatever they are. Putting a little bit more of the medium on my brush and just activating that ink a little bit more. Trying to decide what color I want to paint his little belly. I'm going to keep his eye part the color that it is. Well, let's see, maybe I'll just go back in with more of the pink. I'm going to add just a little bit more color right next to the wing. Just do a little bit of shading here and a little bit of shading right on this edge. I'm going to color one more on camera. Choosing to do this little guy. Just trying to figure out what colors again. I have my little owls all colored in. They're so fun. This was the one that I liked the least, but I did a lot of experimenting with it, and you have to experiment with art and to figure out what's going to work for you and what's not. And so I'll figure out something for them, some project. I really love the one that, like this one, and I love the one that we did right here on video. Onto the heat setting. Reading the directions on the back of this bottle, you do have to heat set this for 3 to 5 minutes on medium heat, and I'm using a press cloth for this. The last time I did this with this particular fabric medium, my iron smoked quite a bit, and so we'll see what it does this time around. My heat setting is done. I had no smoking at all with the Inktense pencils. It must have been an acrylic before that I was using that had some smoking when I was heat setting it, but I had none with the Inktense. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel because these little owls will be landing on upcoming projects. So for now, happy sewing. Bye.